So when it comes to some functional training and rehabilitation and stuff like that, and home gyms, there's two all-in-one systems. There's probably more than that now that I found that work for things like hypers, Nordics, and a lot of different variations of exercises. Freak Athlete and the Tib Bar Guy. Both of these are not cheap machines. Both of these companies I've invested well over $1,000 each, maybe more. Well, definitely over $1,000. I don't think I've got to 2,000 quite with each of them. But the thing is being a fat guy, is it's challenging to get things that work with our weight, that work with our mobility and stuff like that. Both of these being priced kind of similar. I think the Tib Bar Guy is a little cheaper and stuff. I'd have to look it up. I bought these when they first came out, which was supposed to be a good deal. Now I think they're actually cheaper than what they were. But I want to do a series of starting to compare these things side by side and seeing what does and doesn't work, and see how they work for a fat guy. Currently at almost 350 pounds. I can't remember what the last scale measurement was. Maybe it's 344. It doesn't matter. But, well, let's just go ahead and stretch out the back on each of these and let you kind of see here. Let me set this down somewhere. It's not going to sit there worth a hoot. I have this so I can see everything framed in right and make sure everything's recording. But I guess we'll just throw that down on over there. The Freak Athlete in this position, anyways, has some numbers you can see back here on the back. The padding is definitely larger, but it sits up a little bit, and it's, well, needless to say, it's kind of wobbly here. And I don't want to wiggle too much because it's wobbly here. Let's see if I can get to where I can move some. Oh. Heavy breathing. I'm exhausted today, just so you know. And this stretches all the way from the calves, the back of your calves, hamstrings a little, and that lower back. I like the handles here, but so you can control it. Severe pain in the knee. Okay. So, I bought these last year, and my back became so out of whack. I was going to be using these for those, and needless to say, my health self-inflictedly deteriorated. So I'm now getting back to actually using them, or trying to here. That almost made me a little lightheaded. The Tib Bar Guy one is easier to adjust, but it's also built with a smaller material, and it's looks lighter weight, but there's less moving parts, so sometimes simplicity is stronger. When you start adding more complexity, does get into, you know, ooh, this one I need to raise up a little here, I think, for me to feel more comfortable. Tried lowering these as far as I could for my youngest daughter. She's short. This isn't quite low enough for her, but yet. Let's go up a couple notches. Adjustment not too bad. And I'll do more detailed reviews on these because I have a lot to say about them. I have looked at them fairly good and stuff, and I do have some opinions I've created. So if you want to hear more about those opinions and see these actually stress tested by somebody big enough to stress test them, then subscribe. If you'd like to see something particular or me try to do something particular, let me know in the comments. If you want to just shoot me an encouraging word, yes, please. Because not every day do I want to work. Okay. Oh, need to make another adjustment here on the back. Try that one there. See if that works. Yeah, there we go. So, and these stretch out to where you can do Nordics, and you can do Nordics this high as well. And that'll be another one that I tried doing. That's another one of the main reasons I got these. Basically, the Nordics and this exercise right here, because this exercise right here I used to do when I was 19 years old. I was still 300 pounds then, but I could do these and they made my back feel so good. And I never had the ability to purchase anything else. One thing is feeling secure enough and getting the belly over the roll. Now this one here, the handles are farther back, which make more of a challenge. It's a good stretch and everything. Oh, but for me, I'm not strong enough to get all the way up, and these sitting back where they do isn't quite good enough for me. It isn't quite right for me there. And those do not have any adjustment on those. It would be nice if these were out and up a bit more. I think you can possibly see the angle on these. This is angled up and at waist height. Well, height isn't going to really matter much here because I feel this machine just sits taller. The way the whole mechanism is on the back, it's multifunctioning to go into a negative. This one is not. So it keeps that center of gravity lower. Being heavier feels better. And with that, getting on and off, there's less wiggle in the back of the tib bar guy one. Because this mount is a lot. It doesn't have the complexity. It's on 2 points that are spread apart. Let's just go ahead and take a quick look at that. So, when we're talking about this one here, the Freak Athlete, there's a lot of extra moving parts down through here to help get these different angles and stuff. Which is good for that different functions and everything. This one here is on just a hinge point, 2 bolts spread out. But this bar that holds it up is thinner, just a hollow rectangle tube, drops into these slots. With that said, this one is larger, square tube, square, rectangle. I don't know structural integrity difference, but it's sliding in and out of that to make the adjustment. That is always going to give extra wiggle. I don't know if you can see that moving there some or not, but that's always going to have it. There's no way to get around that. If you tighten it so much that it wouldn't wiggle, then it wouldn't slide. Not saying that it is weaker or anything, but a body in motion tends to stay in motion until it enters a different force, something like that. So that's a quick little one there with just trying to do some of those hypers, I think is what they're called. Not necessarily cheap machines, but when you look at something in the home and these both stand up, these both can sit kind of against the wall, take up some space, or take up less space. So this in a bedroom, I mean, realistically, you can do so much with them. And we'll go through one by one. Some of these exercises I'm a long way from getting to. Back here we have a wheelbarrow sled that can be weighted and drug and everything. We'll get to that at some point in time as well. So, like, subscribe, leave a comment. I'd appreciate it. I do appreciate all the support. Have a great day.